Hey everyone, and welcome to the video. I hope you're having a fantastic day. It's 2 a.m. here, as you can see how dark it is behind me, and I'm getting ready to leave on a long day trip tomorrow to do some treasure hunting. But that's not the point of this intro. The hunt that you're about to watch was arguably one of the best hunts that I've put on YouTube. Not for the sheer amount of silver or something like that, but the vast variety of antique and relic type items and old coins was just absolutely mind-blowing. And the fact that 90% plus of these good finds came from about a 10 by 10 yard area, no larger, in between where an old house burned down and one that was built in the 1890s. It was absolutely mind-blowing, and I think you're going to enjoy this video. It's just one find from the next. So I hope the coloring here isn't too bad on the video because it's at night, but the reason I'm doing the intro here is there is something on my window that I want to show you guys. So let me get you turned around here, and I turn the light off so you can kind of see it without glare. But it's a very large moth. Not exactly sure what kind it is. Check out for scale. Just massive. Now I've seen the large green moths before that I think are called Luna moths. I've had them on my windows before in many different areas I've lived, but I've never seen one quite like this. And I believe those dark spots right there are what you call, mouthful of marshmallows, was what you call mimicry, which is meant to scare away predators. And, you know, kind of look like eyes to be scary. I'm pretty sure that's what that is on this moth, as I know some of the other moths have that as well. So just figured I'd show that to you guys. Pretty cool. Good morning everyone, and welcome to the video. I'm on the road today getting ready to meet up with a special guest and do some metal detecting. So anyway, I'm gonna down some breakfast and we're gonna do some door knocking and see what we can pull up. I'm very hopeful there's gonna be some treasure coming out of the ground today. So stand by and I'll be back at you in a second. Okay, first signal here almost blew my ears out. I thought it was going to be a rain guide. It might be a slightly newer one, but it's got that on the top of it, so I'm not sure. It's not a super old kind. If it is a rain guide, it would be from the 1900s for certain, but I'm not actually sure. Pretty neat anyway. We'll keep looking. Okay, out by the road about 5 to 6 inches deep a second ago, I just got a whole brass harmonica reed, so that was an awesome relic. And I got a 82 signal right up by the side of the 1890 house here that we're hunting, and there was a house tore out in this lot for sure right here, and there's an old sunken path leading up to it I'll show here shortly. But right in between here, got me a wheat cent, first old coin of the day. So I rescanned the hole again, only to find out there was another identical signal, which I assumed was going to be another complete harmonica reed. So I decided to leave it in the hole to see if Vic would find it later in the day. Sure enough, he came along, dug down into my hole, and said, "JD, you missed a harmonica reed. It was down in one of your holes." And I said, "I didn't miss it. I left it there for you." Alright, I'm a few feet away from where I found that wheat penny. And I've got an awesome signal coming in 92, 91, kind of solid, sounded like a silver quarter. I can be hopeful. We're gonna try it live just in case, because it seems to be original soil in this section here, and naturally I hit a root there, but I'm hoping this is going to be a nice silver quarter. It's freezing out today. It's like probably in the upper 30s and cloudy right now. Let's go ahead and finish this. Of course, it's going to be right down under that root. Widen the hole a little bit just in case. Under the root's always a good sign. Oh, I see, it is a silver quarter. I can see the edge of it. Uncover it right there. Man, I don't know if you'll be able to see it this angle down into that root. Let's see if I can get it on camera here. It's directly down under that root. Right There. Rim looks pretty thick. I don't think it's going to be super old. I'm going to pop it out the other end here. We've been told this place has been detected multiple times. There's signals everywhere. It's a Washington. 1940. So I've now officially dug 3 Washington quarters this year, and it's February. All of last year I dug 0. So there it is. Awesome. So we got ourselves a beauty of a 1940 90% silver Washington quarter. And I did a pretty good job not scratching it being down under that root. So anyway, let's get back in the dirt. Okay, I'm by the base of this old tree here, and I got a signal that I think may be a 3 to 4 inch silver dime. You can see coming in 87, 88. Perfect signal. We're gonna try it live and see what it is. It's real muddy out today. It's hard to see through the viewfinder on the camera. So I'll do the best that I can. I'm surprised I didn't hit a root right here. That's actually quite crazy. Oh, looks like a token. See it right there. I just found one of these a minute ago. It's one of the shell, I believe, presidential tokens. I'll show you the other one here. May as well, because I didn't show it when I dug it. That was the one I just dug about a yard away. And right next to the first one I dug was this 1956D wheat penny, and about a yard away from this one, right up there, was this key. It's all kinds of stuff through here. Well, this is a pretty fun place to hunt, just such a variety of stuff, and I haven't moved out of this one little area. I'll show where the one house site here was either burned down or torn down, I can't remember, and there's another little where there was a smaller house in the bottom of the property. So a lot of ground shifting, but obviously original soil in the section I've been checking here, you know, getting all that mid-1900s stuff like the coins and that. But once in a while you pop out a super old relic like this iron ring. We're just getting started. I think we're gonna find a lot more. Oh, I just dug a signal in the pull tab range here because it sounded like it was a few inches down, and I'm in a section where I've been pulling a lot of stuff, and I just got an awesome signal. Or an awesome find, I should say. It's some sort of lead toy. I can't tell exactly what kind. I don't know what he's holding there. I almost wanted to say a drummer boy, but I'm not certain on that. But it's complete. Normally when I find the lead toys, they're missing the head or something. But that's awesome. We'll clean it up later. So I got this lead toy cleaned up, and it appears to be a drummer. Very neat. Normally when you find the old lead toys like this, they're in pieces or missing the head. But we got a nice intact one. Rarely ever find them like this. So I'm super pleased to have that, and it's solid lead. Very heavy. I got a blasting signal right on the surface I thought was going to be trash. And I don't know what it is, but I like it. Check that out. It almost looks like some kind of like turn valve, but I don't think so. I guess it could be, because it's got that big post on the back of it, so it's not like a brooch or anything like that. That's really sweet though. Like literally just right under the grass. Okay, I'm right under these hedges here on the other side of where I found a lot of the good stuff. And almost right on the surface, right about where I'm pointing right there, I found a wheat penny from the 1940s, and I had a nickel signal right next to it, and I went down about 5 inches thinking it was going to be a piece of trash. And look at the design on this. That is crazy. I'm not sure how much you can see right now I'll have to clean it up, but I think it's an old matchbook case. Might be. It's definitely not a lighter. And that's probably close to the Victorian era there, give or take. That's beautiful though. A lot of ornate stuff here. And I think that other thing I found, I actually think it's probably some sort of old drawer pull, possibly. That would make more sense. But yeah, man, some awesome ornate relics around the house here. And plenty of ground to cover, so we'll keep at it. So I had to give a shot of this cleaned up. Just an amazing relic. Very ornate. And it is monogrammed too. It's kind of hard to see there, but a very elegant etching, I should say, or very stylized cursive. Very hard to see. Maybe somebody can make it out there. But I do believe this to be Victorian period. I'm very happy to have this relic. Alright, Vic's onto a spill.
Oh, more in there.
He said they're wheat pennies. Oh yeah, I see it. How many coins are down there?
I don't know.
You stole my coin spill.
Oh, come on, 59.
We call those Vic coppers. They're not wheat pennies. And I just pulled out a
oh, there's more. There's still more down in there. Look at that.
Dude, it's like a sandwich. There's got to be a silver down there. That's crazy. Let's check out the date on one of these. Oh, that's Canadian. I see that. Let me grab that. Let's see what years we're working on here. 56. So wait, I think that's. Oh, is that the last?
Oh, check that out.
Oh yeah, it preserved it. That's sweet. That's Queen Elizabeth II. Oh man, how many more you got there? Oh my goodness, this is crazy.
Still more in there.
I love when they're preserved like this.
This whole thing is buzzing.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You got like a cache here.
Let me just. I'm gonna just try to get behind.
I'll grab all these so we don't drop them back in the hole. We got 2, 4, 6 so far. One's Canadian, and the only
Still more there. That's
you serious?
Yeah, there's a lot more in there.
Crazy. I'll just keep filming.
There's one.
That's a nickel.
It's got to be a 40s model.
52.
52.
Right, so this is 52 and 56. These were dropped, well, at least late 50s, maybe. We'll find out when you dig more of them out. I hope there's a silver down here for you. If there's a dime down there, it's going to be silver. Because it's in that range. Regardless, it's an awesome... Look at you just pulled an imprint out. I don't know if that's the one you dug up already. That's a nickel imprint right there. Huh.
Still going off everywhere.
Crazy. So is it 6 pennies and a nickel so far? Man, you can tell a lot of them were stuck together. They're preserved on one side.
There are a lot of nails in this yard.
Yeah.
So it could be nails.
Yeah, there could be nails mixed in too.
There's one.
Sweet. Harvest those wheats. Let's see if I can see the date on this one. That's a 45.
There's another one.
You got another one? All right. Awesome,
There's
man.
another one. Well,
crazy. That one's a 50.
Oh, there it is.
So I think 56 is the
There's
newest coin. What? You gotta be kidding me. 42.
There's more in there. There's a lot more signals in here.
That one's a 50 something. I gotta change my camera battery here in a second. It's gonna die.
I'm gonna just take out this dirt. See what we got. Nothing right
Nothing there.
There's more in there. So I've got it on vibrate. People are wondering why they can't hit me.
Yeah, you're right.
Pinpointer.
Yeah, sometimes in the videos it's annoying if it's beeping off every 2 seconds. Certain pinpointers are worse than the other ones, but the Noct ain't too bad for noise. You know, the White's TRX, that thing drives me nuts on video. It just beeps the whole time. Alright, I'm going to change my battery and we'll get back to you on this hole. Okay, that's where Vic pulled all those pennies and that nickel out. He's got a high tone right next to it, so we're going to let him finish it live here. He's got it in the plug, and he said there's signals all over here. I hope this one's a silver dime or quarter. You deserve a silver digging all them pennies and old nickel out of that hole.
I'm not seeing anything yet. It might be a nail.
I thought I saw a little piece of iron you might have knocked off there.
That's probably my signal.
Oh really?
It's round.
Oh my goodness. What a bummer. There might be more coins around. I mean, this is where I've been detecting around in here, so there's stuff loaded all through here. I'm sure we're going to pull more out. So
I bet that round
stand by. Look what you did to my viewers. You said you had a silver coin and you pull out that piece of rusty iron. Okay, Vic's about 1.5 yards away. He's got another spill. You can see the corrosion on that penny. You want me to pull that one out for you? Yeah, I'll let you do the other ones there. This might be a continuation of the other coins. That's 1951.
Go ahead.
You want me to pop that one?
Yeah, I got my gloves on.
Okay, that's another wheat penny there.
Yep, that's another signal, but it could just be iron.
So there's 2 more wheat pennies stuck together, and I'm actually working on a coin signal over where I'm at. Sounds like a penny. Could be a silver dime though. My goodness, you are locked onto the spills right here.
It might just be. That might be it.
I'll set them on top of your plug. Was that it?
Yeah, I believe so.
While I was filming the last spill, I was showing this for a second. I'm not sure how much I showed it, but I found a complete Model T valve stem cover. I think that's the first one I ever found that isn't smashed. But you got another spill, so let's take you over to my hole and see if I can locate the signal. Oh, it's in my plug, so we'll finish it. Sounded like a coin. Oh, it's not. What is that? It's blue. It's probably going to be trash. Is that a bottle cap? Might be an old bleach cap. That's what it is, an old Clorox bleach cap. I literally was just digging a signal, and I told Vic, I said, there's got to be an Indian in here somewhere. What does he pull out? An Indian head. Right by this tree where I found those tokens on the other side of it. Oh, it's 1800s. It's 1890 something. I can't see the last digit. How deep was that?
It's about 6.5.
Yeah, it's pretty soft soil here. Awesome, man. Well, you're locked on now. You're catching up to me. Oh, you beat me in the old coins. You got it all out of one hole.
Yeah, I got it out of one hole.
All right, I'm out here by the road. I had a nice sounding signal. About had a heart attack when I popped the plug. Look at this thing on edge, about 3 to 4 inches down. I thought it was a slick silver quarter, but it might be another one of those Sunoco tokens. Yeah, it's another one. That is crazy. That's the 3rd one. Presidential token. Man, that had me going. I thought it was like a old slicked out standing Liberty quarter or something. But we'll take that. Great signal. So I meant to say shell token in the last clip. I said Sunoco because a lot of gas stations did this in the past, and I have found 1 or 2 before. Sunoco did, I think, a classic car series of tokens, but these ones are all shell tokens, and all different ones for their presidential game, which is kind of the equivalent of how fast food joints do games like Monopoly these days. You would collect these tokens and try to get certain sets to win prizes. But we have Franklin D. Roosevelt, James Monroe, and Thomas Jefferson. Now some of these would say instant win on the back, but of course not many people would have lost them back in the day, but none of these are instant wins. I did a separate video on these when I had first dug them up, so I'll link to it below so you can watch more information on these. Alright, I got a signal that rang up just below an Indian, like low 70s. I got some kind of really ornate pen. I think it's silver plated. You can see some areas where it's kind of coming through. That's awesome. That's old. And check that out. Yeah, go ahead and brush it off a bit there. Oh, I don't know. That looks pretty good.
It does look good.
Maybe just a thick silver plate. Hopefully it's sterling, but it looks like a few areas like it might be corroded. I don't know. The pin looks kind of good too.
I don't want to break it.
Yeah, it is pretty thin.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at it though now.
It could be sterling.
You know what? Now that you brush it off, I think it is a thin piece of sterling.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It's just kind of old and tarnished maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pin cleaned off way too easy. Alright, well we'll clean that up later. I'm going to put that in the car so it doesn't break. Vic thinks he has a silver over there, so we're going to check it out here in a second. It turns out that this beautiful relic is not sterling silver. It's like a thick silver plating, and you can see where it has worn through in a few areas. But really had me going because I knew it was old and there was a lot of shiny areas left on it, so I assumed it was going to be sterling. But not on this one, but the same way as a lot of the other older relics, it's a rather thick silver plating. They used to make even the plated items of a higher quality way back in the day. But super happy to have this. There were so many intricate ornate relics in this yard. It was truly a blast to dig it all out.
The funny part about this spot is we've been told this place has been hunted before. I'm probably only a yard away from where Vic got his spill. I had a deep penny signal. I was like a good 4.5 inches down, and I plucked this off the bottom of the hole. You can see it's a wheat scent. I looked in this little, you can see an imprint there. I looked at this little mound of dirt that I pulled up with it, and there's 2 pennies stuck to it. And I don't know if there's more. It's crazy. 2 wheat cents there. So that's at least 3. I'm gonna get the pinpointer going. See if there's more. Oh, I think they came out all in one little clump there. 3 Wheaties. I don't know what was happening over here, but it's a Wheatie storm. Okay, I have a signal that's masked by trash. You can hear all the junk right there. And right next to it, where we've been finding all the coins. Did I lose it now? Right off to the edge of all this trash, there's a perfect 91, 92. I'm hoping it's a shallow silver quarter. Vic checked it on his CTX 3030.
It's probably a spill of silver quarters.
Oh, I hope so. But we're gonna try it live just in case. Sometimes the steel likes to come through on the T2 on the high tones, and especially when I have my sensitivity low or high and digging all the relics, I will pick up steel bottle caps that sound repeatable sometimes, but it's hitting on the CTX, so it's at least non-ferrous, whatever it is. I'm hoping for a silver quarter. It sounded just like that Washington I dug earlier. It's got the right depth.
That's gonna be silver.
I hope so. No, that's not it.
That's not
we know
it.
that's
No
not
way.
it.
Oh, that's
Yeah, pull that out. I'm gonna run over it with a detector again. Maybe I missed it by a little bit here. We know that little piece of iron, isn't it? Is it in the plug? This might. Let's move it there. Where did it go? I think it's up higher.
Oh, is it?
I must have missed it pinpointing.
Yep.
Yep. It's up, yeah, just in case I'll widen it a little bit. It's back about an inch right here.
Oh, we just hit it.
Probably did. If it's on edge, I probably did just hit it. Oh, it's clad quarter.
Clad.
Oh man, that rang up so sweet. It probably spiked because of the trash next to it. I think it's a 1960s one though. It's an older one, but bummer. Just missed silver quarter on that one. Okay, I dug a smearing signal, but it sounded repeatable. It was in the 70s, and I see what I think is a silver dime, so this might be a coin spill. Oh, I think I see it now as it's drying off.
Merc?
I think it's a merc, yeah. But it rang up 70, so there has to be... No, it's a rosy. That is a rosy. It's like extremely, like a pale, milky white.
I'm gonna say there's a war nickel in the hole with it.
Hopefully. 1952. Literally, as I was popping my plug, Vic was yelling over there by his hole. He's going, there's got to be another silver in here
As soon
somewhere.
as I said it.
Yeah, I just yelled at him. It literally rang up in the 70s. You getting anything else?
I'm not getting nothing.
Let me check it with the detector. It rang up. It didn't even hit 80.
It must have been on edge. Or
It could have, unless there's more trash by it or something. It's nulling out. There's a bunch of iron in there. Well, that definitely didn't ring up high. But there's a ton of nails or iron down in there.
There's got to be a gold coin next.
There's got to be something else in here. Sweet.
So we got ourselves a 1952 90% silver Roosevelt dime. Now, I'm not exactly sure what happened to this. It's got marks all over it, and it's kind of like a milky white color. Kind of weird. It's been battered around over the years, and it looks like it was in some sort of solution or in contact with something acidic. But so not sure on the story on that one, but pretty neat anyway. Let's keep plugging along.
Well, I had a signal that netted in the 70s. I pulled out the steel bottle cap and I'm like, man, that's a bummer. Still had a faint signal in the hole, went 2 inches down under the steel bottle cap, and there was a nickel down underneath it. Now it's a Jefferson. I don't think it's a war nickel, but I'm thinking it's going to be an older one. Yeah, same range as all the other coins we're finding. It's 1951, and I figured I'd show this. Vic just pulled this out. Thought it was gonna be an Indian head signal, and man, I can see why. It's like perfectly round piece of lead. Kind of weird on the back. If anybody knows what that is, comment. But it almost just looks like a rock, but it's a chunk of lead with something on the back there. I don't think it's a button, but
or a fired smashed bullet.
Yeah. Oh, it could be. Man, if that's a bullet, that really hit something solid. Crazy. Well, I scanned over the hole again. There was still another nickel signal in it. This is like the yard of spills. Went back into the hole, and now we pulled out a 1949 nickel. It's got to be a war nickel in here somewhere, but 2 old nickels and a steel bottle cap out of that hole. This place is loaded. Well, I just got another spill. Pop the plug here. Now, these aren't quite as old. That right there is a 1964 penny. Let's set that there. It's stuck to, oh yeah, that's high relief. That's another 60s. That one's 68, so these aren't super old. See if there's more though. Now, I think that was it there, but crazy how many coins are stuck together in this place. It's nuts. So I think that's spill number 3 for me.
I just dug another one of those flat pieces of lead.
Oh, another flat piece of lead? Huh. All kind of stuff in here. Okay, this is funny. When Vic started, I'm on the other end of this walkway right here. You can see this depression is where the old path went up to this house that was tore out of here. And Vic said he dug a clad dime out of this hole when he started because I had a coin signal down a few inches. And I popped open his plug and had to cut one on the side. And I got a mercury dime way down there. Now, I did scratch this one pretty bad with the shovel. I didn't think anything of it being down in his plug. I thought it was going to be a clad coin. Actually, yeah, I hit this pretty hard with the shovel, so it's not going to matter if we rub it. But it's a mercury dime. I think it's 1941. That's crazy. It's pretty worn. But yeah, this house burnt down right here on this lot about 8 years ago. And I heard that the house was brought into this location. It wasn't originally built here. But obviously tons of old activity around this corner lot. Amazing.
So this 90% silver mercury dime has definitely seen better days. I think the date is 1941 down there, but I'm not certain. You can see the bubbles on the front of it here. This was definitely in that house when it burned down, or at least I assume so. It was definitely in the fire considering the black tarnish and those bubbles on it. Bubbles from the inside of a coin always indicate that it was heated at a very high temperature. And the back isn't any better. But anyhow, it's a silver dime and the only old coin that I found in front of where the old house was torn down because they shifted a lot of dirt. So we'll take it. So I must quickly say to Vic's defense, what we think happened is we're pretty sure he was digging that clad dime out of the hole when the homeowner came out originally. We talked to him about 10 to 15 minutes after we had already started detecting. So he thinks he didn't recheck the hole after he started because it was like 10 minutes that had gone by. So anyhow, Vic, thanks for leaving the silver dime in the hole. I'm happy you did.
I got a high signal here and got something pretty cool. I'm not 100% certain, but I think it's the hand grip off of a gun. Probably a toy gun, but normally on the toy guns, especially the ones that get into the 1960s and newer, or have plastic handles, but this is like solid brass and it's got the grip on it. So maybe off of either a really heavy duty older cap gun from like the 1930s or 40s maybe. That's just a guess, but I'm pretty sure that's the grip off of a gun of some sort. Pretty cool.
So here's that hand grip cleaned up. It's got a K on it. I didn't research it yet, so I'm not sure what brand that is, but Upon further inspection, I do think this is the handle off of a very heavy-duty cap gun of some sort, or maybe a toy Luger even. I've found toy Lugers before, so who knows? But a cool find nonetheless. All right, Vic's over by the side of the house, and he just pulled out a really ornate piece of silver that's all crumbled up.
I think that's off a spoon handle, maybe?
I don't know, it's got a little like piece on the back of it, but it could just be melted into a weird shape. It might have been melted a little bit.
It looks like.
I'm not sure what it's off of. It could be off of anything. Could be off a piece of a hand mirror, a spoon. Who knows? But that's definitely old, probably Victorian era silver right there. Sweet find, man.
I appreciate it.
So I came in the other corner of the front yard here where there's not much space to work, and it's just all pine needles down and through here. So I worked down in this decomposed pine straw here, and I had a silver quarter signal, and I got some kind of little thick pendant that says, I think it says puppy love. It's got something on the front of it. I'm not sure exactly what, but it's very heavy. That's very cool though. It's definitely copper or brass. I like that. Very neat. So that heart pendant I found that says puppy love on it, it appears it has a very animated looking puppy on the front of it. You can kind of see the nose there and the two front legs. So this isn't too old, but pretty neat to find anyway. I like oddball stuff like this. It's a little bit rough, but I'll try to clean it up a bit more later. Maybe we can get it to come out a little bit better. All right, Vic's on board with a silver coin and the sidewalk strip out in front of the house. Let's take a look at it. You want me to pull it out, or do you want to grab it? All right. Looks like a silver rosy. Let's just see if we can uncover the date there. I think it's 1960. Yep, 1960 on the button. Denver mint mark. Sweet. In the pouch it goes. Nice find.
Appreciate it.
Okay, I had a nickel signal right here. Digging all the faint tones now that we're kind of clearing this section out. We've been at it for a couple hours. Got a little button here. I don't think it's military, and I don't think it's super old. Probably the same era as a lot of the coins we're finding in this section. It's got a little design on the front of it though, so we'll clean it up later. Okay, so that hole wasn't done yet. I still had like a 67 signal down in the hole, and this time it's another button. It is, oh man, I gotta clean my screen off. It is a little Navy anchor button. So that one's military, and this is the other one. It's got a pattern on it. So maybe it is some sort of, I can't really tell.
Let me see it.
We're gonna let, yeah, we'll let Vic brush it off, and I'll check the hole while you're doing that. Got a little button spill going on here. Uh-oh. While you're cleaning that off, I'm gonna see if this is a nail down here or another button. It's another button. It's another anchor button.
That's a... Whoa.
Sweet. Okay.
Is that a pelican or an eagle?
What is that on there? You got me on that one. I don't know. That's weird. I've never seen one like that. I don't know. What is it with the spills in this yard? There might be another one down there.
And this is not my hole.
Yeah, this is right. Oh, it's too funny. A little piece of brick down in there. This is crazy. Oh, there's a nail. Okay, that might be it. I think that's it. I think it's those three buttons. That's crazy.
I don't know if there's a period Civil War or not.
No, I don't think they're that old. From the back of them, they look like mid-1900s, maybe early. I don't think they're 1800s buttons, but sweet. We'll research and clean them up later. So we got the three buttons from the spill cleaned up. We got two Navy anchor buttons and one that appears to be civilian that I'd love to hear any information on if anybody knows about it. But it appears to have either a pelican maybe, or possibly a heron on the front of it. I'm kind of leaning more toward a pelican. but I'm not 100% certain. But a pretty interesting button, and I believe these to be from around World War II, somewhere in that period, give or take. So if anybody has any information on that heron button, I'd love to know.
Okay, so I had a bad signal toward the surface, or actually it was a kind of good signal, and I pulled this piece of junk out of the hole. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It says like CIP or something on the top of it. There was still a high tone in it. Vix went over it, said it sounded like a good signal. I think there's two separate signals. There was a high one back here. I just popped it. It looks like a really dirty wheat penny. That's definitely a wheat penny. Hopefully an older one, but let's run over to see if there's still a signal on the back of the hole here. Definitely is. And that one's 91 to 93 now that we cleared it. That has to be a silver.
You want me to dig it for you?
How good? Yeah, let me... Actually,
you shouldn't even have to dig it.
Yeah, I shouldn't have to. It might be on this back end.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me use your smaller shovel.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go in behind it. It's small like a silver dime, but it's ringing up. Kind of like as high as a silver quarter.
I see it.
You see it?
Yep.
Oh, is that a clad quarter?
Yep.
Down with a piece of trash and a wheat penny. That just shows you how many targets are in this section.
We've been over this section probably 10 times.
Yeah, that's not even an old quarter. I mean, that's like a 1989 or something. 1989 quarter, wheat penny, and a piece of trash in the middle. Crazy. Okay, Vic just found the smallest Civil War III ringer ever. Look at that little unfired bullet.
And it even has U for Union Cavalry on the bottom.
Yeah, right. Nice try. But yeah, I don't know. How old do you think that is?
It's probably 50s.
Yeah, something like that. But look, unfired, got the little lead tip on it with the rings.
But we are in an area of Civil War activity.
Yep. I've never seen one like that dug up. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll take you over to my hole. I have a penny signal down here by the base of this tree. We just keep going over the spot over and over and over. Okay, so it seems like it's in the plug. Not gonna be super deep. And is it a coin? It is. It is a wheat penny. Right there. You can see the 1 cent. We will keep plugging away. All right, Jerry just got two signals.
What? Jerry, I was like, what?
All right, Vic got two signals in the same hole, and it was this ornate, what looks to be maybe like a drawer latch, you know, for, I don't know, like a dresser or something. I don't think it's quite Victorian, but that's very ornate. And he went down underneath it. He said he thought this was another piece, but that looks like the hammer off of a gun. Not sure if off an old toy gun or what. You can see the mechanism here where it would swivel up and down. Huh, but both in the same hole. There's just so much stuff in this section between the torn down house and the 1890s one, so we'll keep looking. Okay, Vic just dug what? Like a can out of that hole?
A can, then another piece of a can.
Another piece of a can. And
then underneath that can was that.
Yeah, it's a piece of a watch. Diamonds tooled, electronically timed, Swiss made, anti-magnetic. Probably a nice one back in the day.
Yeah.
And I was working on a hole over here, and I pulled out this piece of plastic out of the hole. I'm not sure what it is. It's just like, it looks like a nozzle off of something. And down underneath it, got an old pen knife. Pretty rusted out. Not a very expensive one, but handle looks pretty good on it. Sweet. Oh, I wish we would have got this live a second ago.
I got some more though.
As I was waiting for the camera to turn on, look what Vic popped out of the hole. See that there? But guess what? I'm holding one in my hand. He called me over. He pulled out one of the shell tokens. This was number 4 from the yard. Another one. Dude, you dug as many as I did out of the same hole. He got Franklin Pierce. What do you got? We're gonna get a whole collection of presidents here.
I got more in the hole.
There's still more?
This signal.
This is like a kid's collection. Maybe a kid was running around with tokens and pennies, and this is who we got here.
That's just a name. I think that's it.
William H. Harrison. Who's this one? Let's check this last one out here. It's on this side. So I had to dig my 3 out of separate holes. You cheated. Grover, Cleveland, they're all different presidents, so this kid must have had a collection. I'll check mine out later. We might have 6 different presidents.
Every hall's a surprise.
Okay, there's Vic's next signal by the famous tree. Big axe head. Awesome. How old do you think that one is?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably not too crazy old, but that's an awesome find. I'll show you guys what I pulled a second ago. I thought it was going to be a relic, but it might just be a piece of... thought it was a piece of copper, but it looks like it's silver washed or something. Thought it might be some kind of weird shaped makeup compact, but I don't know, I think it's junk. Might have come from the burned house, because it's got like ash down on the inside of it. I tried prying it open a little bit. No idea. Yeah, the little kitty cat keeps pouncing the coil. Come get it. He likes it. Attack. All right, we're still working at it. How long have we been out here? Like 3 hours? I don't know.
Yeah, well,
almost.
We started.
Vic just got, what, a wheat penny out over there. I had a deep signal. I thought maybe a deep coin. There's a tiny bit of fill here in the front by the sidewalk. Check out down there by my fingers. It looks like another coin spill. So wheat penny there stuck to one that's preserved. Look at that, it almost looks like it wasn't even under the ground because it was stuck to the other one. It's a 1941. That's crazy. And the other one's a 53D. Let's check the hole again, see if there's... Alright, I changed my camera battery. There's still a signal in the back of this hole, so just in case it's more of this spill, we're gonna finish it live. Could just be a nail or something. No, it's another penny. Crazy.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. This is the wheat penny hoard yard. I think that one's 195 something. Let's check it again. I lied. I said I thought the signal might be a deep coin, a deep silver coin. It's 3 wheat pennies. Here by the front of the yard, all the targets are deeper. In the other parts of the yard, some of them are like super shallow, but most of the ones down here are pretty deep. 3 wheaty spill. Right on. For a second, I thought Vic had a piece of trash.
Yeah, I just handed it to him.
Yeah, it looked like something that was threaded. What is that? Oh, it's some kind of, I think that's like an Egyptian, it's like a Sphinx or something.
Yeah.
It's lead. It's missing an arm. Here, check that hole again.
Oh yeah, it's probably another piece in there.
Could be. I think it's got the ear standing up. I don't know, that might be some sort of Sphinx. That's crazy. This yard is unbelievable. Okay, Vic just got an awesome find out by the sidewalk here. Actually, he's like almost right where my deep weedy spill was. Right here in a little bit of the clay where they pushed around down by the road. Not only is it an Indian head cent, beautiful patina on it. It's an 1879, which isn't a super rare one for the 70s. Almost all the 1870s dates are rare. But that's probably got a catalog value of like $5-6 or something, but that's a beautiful. It's a little bit worn, but
it's all fine in the 70s.
He cleans that up a little bit, and that's gonna look awesome. And the weird thing is, I found an 1864 Indian head once. I don't think I've ever found an 1870s. I found a bunch from the 1880s.
I found a few from the 70s.
Actually, now I think about it, I found a toasted 1873. But yeah, they're pretty hard to find from the 1870s. So that's a sweet find right there. Okay, nice. Still out by the road. We're unlocking a lot of old stuff here now. And a good 5 inches down, got another pocket knife, except this one's a more heavy duty and older one. I'm not sure, it's not a wood handle. I'm not sure that could, no, I don't think it's a bone handle. I'm not sure what it is. It's missing the other side of it. But yeah, another pocket knife. Sweet. Alrighty, well Vic started a competition this year for who can find the most 59 memorials. And I struck. There's my first one since we started. 1959. All right, how many you got? 1 or 2?
I've dug 3, but only one. I dug 2 before we started the contest. 2,
okay, so 1. So we're tied up, 1 to 1. Let's hope there's more in that hole. I'm starting to clear out a few of the big targets, see if they're masking anything, because this section is loaded. And check out what I just dug up. I don't even know what it is. I don't know, part of a wood stove, who knows? It's got some numbers on it here. I don't know, like 28A or something. Looks like a D there. No idea. But we'll clean it up later. Pretty cool relic anyway. It's definitely old. That thing is huge though. It's got to weigh at least 5 pounds. At least. It's pretty heavy. Yeah, probably about 5 pounds. Nice. Okay, I just dug this up. I accidentally broke it because it's super thin. It was a nickel signal. And I don't know what it is, but look at that design on there. It's almost like something's being stirred in a pot. I have no idea. I gotta clean it up more, but look how super thin it is. As soon as I went to rub it a little bit, this other edge popped off of it, so I'm putting it in my car now so I don't damage it any further. If I put it in my pouch, it's going to... Oh no, it's upside down, check it out. I just see it now as it's drying off because I just rubbed it. It looks like a cross running through a crown. I like that. That's a lot better than something stirring a pot, right? But yeah, you can see it as it dries off. It's a crown with a cross running through it. Wow. I have no idea what it is, but we're gonna leave it in my car so I don't break it anymore and investigate later. So the cross and the crown is primarily attributable to certain factions of Christianity in the early 1900s, and I'm not exactly sure what this would have gone to. I flipped it over here and you can see it does have two solder marks right here, so it looks like it was attached to something else. I'm not exactly sure what the use for this would have been, so if anybody knows for certain, please comment, but a very interesting find. Okay, so I'm still out here looking. Vic left about an hour and a half ago, and it's just about to get dark. I've been scouting all around the property. I found one wheat penny on the opposite side of where the house was tore out, which is mostly just clad coins over on that side and a lot of trash, so I think some fill got pushed around there. On the base of the house is where they scraped a lot of the garbage. I found like an old wax seal for like a toilet, lead one, just all kinds of household garbage from when they tore the house out. I found a huge brass spigot, which I gave to the boy here that was following me around. I gave him some shell casings and stuff I was digging up. He really liked the old brass spigot. It was from this house here. I tried the trash pit in the back, and you know, it was straight up trash. There wasn't anything too interesting other than a lot of pieces of cans. I found one wheat penny about where I'm at, which looks like a deep older one, and right here got a deeper signal that was kind of faint, about 5 inches down. Check it out. This is for you, Vic. It's a silver war nickel. We were joking about how there had to be one in here somewhere, and I got one. Targets are really drying up in this section. I'm back to where almost like 80% plus of our good targets have come from. So alrighty, let's give it 10 more minutes before dark. So I got the World War II era nickel cleaned up, and the reason these have some corrosion blobs is because they're only 35% silver and a mixture of mostly copper and some manganese as well. So they always have a very interesting tarnish, sometimes come out of the ground yellow. But they usually have some corrosion on them, don't clean up as well as the other silvers, but not too bad on this one. 1945. Okay, I'm out by the road where we found some of our goodies, and man, this was my deepest signal today. That's a smaller target. That had to be a good 9 inches down below this little clay layer, and it's some sort of piece of jewelry. It's got all these pieces that came off of it here. They look like they're silver plated. You can see that one has a chain attached to it. I don't know what these are supposed to be. It's getting really dark here. I'll have to check them out later. That's awesome. That was super deep. Thankfully I didn't hit them with a shovel. They're pretty thin. I would have broke them. That's awesome though. I'll check it out later. So before I do an overview of my finds, here's Vic's best stuff cleaned up. He got the 1960D silver Roosevelt dime, cleaned up really nice. He got that old piece of silver right there. The beautiful, even though it's worn, 1879 Indian head. Awesome for one that came out of the ground, even with that little bit of corrosion. The reverse is a little bit worse, but I love how it has the bold date. That 1893 Indian head he found absolutely blew me away when he cleaned it up. It has the full Liberty lettering, very crisp. The feather detail, the ridges on the rim,
bold date, and it looks like at least partial diamonds on the ribbon. I mean, it's probably, when it was dropped, would have been a nearly uncirculated coin, like an about uncirculated. Just absolutely amazing. Beautiful Indian head with that amount of detail on it. You can see all the lines in the shield and the arrows down here on the wreath. Just absolutely amazing. One of the better ones I've seen dug. And he got those presidential tokens, William H. Harrison and Grover Cleveland, as well as Franklin Pierce. And then there's the back of that watch that I showed that he found. So, oh yeah, I forgot about this too. He got the Canadian cent, Queen Elizabeth II, 1955. I thought it was a 1956. He got the, whatever it's supposed to be. I thought it was some sort of Sphinx, but who knows? If somebody knows, comment on that one. Very odd. That's what at least I think it is. And there it is. He got 21 wheat pennies. And he beat me on those, but hey, he cheated. He got most of them out of one hole. Or at least I think it was 9 of them. But pretty awesome. And there's that fancy drawer pull. And I can't remember what this is. It's been a while. I'm doing this video quite a while after the hunt. Can't remember what that ended up being. And some sort of clip there. Some maybe or more like a hair barrette, it looks like. And that was it. So on to my stuff. So here's the board. What an amazing hunt this was. I'm going to keep this wrap up short. I'm not going to go over the stuff that I already showed in the video. But it's hard to believe that 90% plus of these finds came from a very small area between the burnt down house and the 1890s home. It was just absolutely amazing how much stuff was in the ground. But you can see this is pretty much all the stuff up here that I showed in the video. You got the buttons there. I didn't show these 2 buckles. I got an iron buckle and a brass D buckle. This is potentially my oldest find of the day. It looks like an old pewter utensil handle. Very old, and from the weird shape of it and how it busted off on both ends, it was a joke. I said, Vic, it's a Roman fibula brooch. Yeah, just a joke for all the viewers from the UK out there. But anyway, I got this here, which appears to be an old organ reed. This is a umbrella slide. Who knows, could go back to the Victorian era. Some of these are quite old. But anyway, that's the inside of an umbrella toward the base, where you have the little prongs at the base of it, and then you would slide that up and down and it would expand the umbrella. So that's what that is. This I didn't show too much in the video, but that, and I didn't mention it was a Ford. I'm sure everybody knows what a Model T is, or most people, but that's a Model T valve stem cover to a Model T Ford. How awesome is that? And I think the first one I've ever found that isn't smashed, so that'll go right into the collection. These are the pieces of jewelry that I found really deep out by the road. Pretty cool. They may be Art Deco period, sometime around in there. Early 1900s, my guess. Up to around 1930s, probably somewhere in that range. This is interesting. Not exactly quite sure what it is. It might be some part of like an old, some type of strap buckle, something like that. If anybody knows any different, let me know. It actually has a patent date on it, which appears to be, I think, April 28th. I think it's 85. So there's no way that would be 1985. So maybe that's from 1885. Pretty interesting anyway. If anybody knows by looking at it, please holler. Don't think I forgot anything else up at the top. There are just so many amazing relics. But we got the 3 shell tokens. We got the 4 silver coins that I already showed close up. The 2 nickels that I found in a spill ended up being a 1949 Philly and a 1951 Denver. Found this little piece here. I thought at first it might be some kind of old bale seal or railroad boxcar or baggage seal, but I'm not really sure. Pretty crude piece of lead, and it doesn't have the normal iron wire that kind of comes out of it for the normal type of seals I find, so that may just be a piece of scrap.
Modern coins, not too many of them. Most of these modern coins came toward the street corner on the other end of where the house was tore down, where there was like fill dirt. A lot of clad coins over on that side. You got 2 quarters, 2 dimes, 1 nickel, and a bunch of pennies, mostly copper but a few zinc. All of these coins are 1960s and newer. I ended up with 16 wheat pennies. I'm not going to show all of them, except that this row here is all 1950s. This row is from the 1940s, and that one there is all the way from San Francisco, 1949 S. Don't find a lot of the S mint coins around here. I got one from 1936, 2 from the 1920s, and that one's notable to show. It's a 1929, but it has a lot of detail. Very crisp on that one. Nice in the reverse as well. And the 2 oldest ones that are legible, got a 1919, which is 100 years old on the button this year, pretty awesome, and a 1916. No mint mark on both of those. And then there's one that's unrecognizable, probably from around the same time period of these ones here. So that was it. Just an absolutely amazing hunt out there today with Vic. We had a great time. So thanks everyone for watching. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Happy hunting. Shh.